Crispy Pro, you're not a true Whovian until you watch Classic Who. Watch Classic Doctor Who. These are just some of the lovely comments that I get every single day.
Are you even a real Doctor Who fan?
So I set myself a challenge. Watch 7 classic Doctor Who stories from 7 doctors in 7 weeks. So strap in, because today we're watching...
Hi, hello, how you going? My name's Crispy and welcome to the first part of a 7-part series where I will be watching classic Doctor Who. I've delved into the classics and we're going to do that again. Today we will be watching a first Doctor story, William Hartnell. The first Doctor stories that I've seen before are the Romans, that I very much enjoyed, and the Daleks' invasion of Earth, and that is just unreal. But yeah, we're doing it today and I'm very excited. Actually, the reason I'm doing this today and the reason I'm so excited was because over the Christmas break, I got to spend some time with my family and I got to spend some time with my cousin's husband, who I knew was a Doctor Who fan, but I didn't realize how much of a Doctor Who fan they were. And my cousin's husband mentioned that he had this big box full of DVDs of classic Doctor Who, and I was like, oh yeah, cool, let me see. He had so many. There were so many. He was like, hey, go knock yourself out. So I just grabbed at random. I've got a lot of random Doctor Who stories now. So shout out to Tim for making all of this possible today, because in the last few series, trying to find like copies online or being able to like stream it online was insanely tough. Really, really tough. So now we're going to watch it on DVD. But that raised another issue. I don't have a DVD player. Or do I? Hey, welcome to the floor of my house. So late last year, I was feeling really, really nostalgic and missing like elements of my childhood. And one of those elements was playing PlayStation 2 with my sister. We just had like the best time and we would play Lego Star Wars together. It was beautiful. And then stupidly, we sold that PlayStation 2 when I was like, I don't know, 12 or something. And now I'm a 52-year-old man and I was like, damn, I miss that PlayStation. So I went on eBay and I bought another one. And the reason I'm saying this is because I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure it's a DVD player that plays DVDs. And I have a First Doctor story DVD right here. Today we will be watching The Time Meddler. I have quite literally no idea about this story. I think it's the meddling monk, but let's just see. This whole video will be redundant if the PlayStation 2 doesn't actually play DVDs, and this has all been a big waste of time and a big build-up for nothing. So let's see if the PlayStation can handle The Time Meddler.
I truly had no idea whether this was going to work or not, but given the fact that you're watching this video, I think you can guess where this is going.
Okay, let's see if this works. Here we go. Oh, I think it's working. Yo, what? I love DVD menus. Bring them back. Why did they leave us? Okie dokes, I'm gonna go and get comfortable, order some food, and then we're gonna watch The Time Meddler. But hey, what's this episode about?
The Doctor, Vicky, and new companion Stephen arrive in Saxon, Northumbria on the eve of the Viking and Norman invasions. But a mysterious monk is at work at a nearby monastery, intending that history takes a different course. What a cheeky, cheeky boy.
All right, episode 1, The Watcher, let's do it. Ooh! It never gets old. Now, I don't know if this is normal, but the DVD has made it widescreen. I'm fairly certain that classic Doctor Who was 4:3 standard.
And just as the episode was picking up momentum, my food arrived. I ordered some Uber Eats, not sponsored, but please sponsor me. I'd be happy to accept a sponsorship from Uber Eats, yum yum yum. And then we got our first look at the meddling monk. Wow, what a cheeky boy. We've had so many monks in Doctor Who, but I think this guy was the first. The original, you might say.
I do wonder what the deal is with the meddling monk, because one would assume that he's going to meddle with time, and some of my favorite Doctor Who stories are all very timey-wimey, Stephen Moffat-esque. So I hope that there's some trippy time travel stuff, but if not, that's fine. I'm just curious to know what his deal is.
As I continued watching the episode, I ate my crispy fries, which were delicious, and the burger, which was just okay. But I was definitely enjoying the episode more than I was enjoying the burger.
Oh boy, I am full. So I'm surprised Susan isn't in this. I was really hoping I'd see more Susan because I think that she's a very interesting companion. But we have someone called Vicky. I think Vicky might have been in the Romans. I can't remember.
Yes, indeedy. Vicky was in the Romans. Well done, me, from the past.
Nice.
Basically, we've rocked up on the beach. The doctor's like, hey, You wait with the TARDIS. I'm gonna go and look at I'm gonna look for the cliffs, make sure everything's safe. It seems that the Doctor's in trouble, and Vicky and this other random guy. I don't know who this random guy is. There's a lot going on. I don't know if it's the food that I just had, but I'm having a great time. I'm intrigued. It's piqued my interest.
And just like that, we had reached the end of part 1.
Okay, we've just finished episode 1, and I've got to say, I'm having a great time. The DVD didn't seem to have a great time. It doesn't seem that the DVD is scratched, but it kind of freaked out at the end there. But it looks like the Doctor is trapped. The monk has trapped him. For an episode from 1965, I think it looks incredible. I mean, I'm always impressed with the sets. I know that's kind of crazy for me to say because Doctor Who, even now, has a reputation for having, wobbly sets, that kind of thing. And whilst, you could definitely see it in some episodes, I thought that this looked great. It's a great looking episode. But we haven't seen much of this monk fella yet, and I think we're about to because the next episode is called The Meddling Monk. Let's do it!
I spoke much too soon. Just as I feared, the DVD was messing up.
No.
I wasn't getting any sound, and it felt like it was moving at 1 frame every 20 seconds.
I'll do a frame-by-frame analysis of something I've never seen before. What's that? This is not looking good.
I inspected the disc and everything seemed to be in order, not a speck of dust or anything on it.
Is it like a really bad omen that I can't even get through the first story of this series? Okay, so update. Yeah, the DVD's not working. Tim, what's that all about? I'm kidding, I appreciate you and I love you. It seems to just be episode 2 that's not working. We can try for episode 3 to see if it works, so stick around for that. It seems that episode 2 really doesn't want to play at all. I'm going to go and find it. There's like a Australian archive that has a lot of old Doctor Who, so I'll see if that's there and we can watch it there. Let's go. All right, bad and good news. The bad news is that took forever, but the good news is... We're back, baby.
So thank goodness episode 2 was with us. Even though I didn't have the comfort of my couch, I was able to watch this in the office. And I have to say, right off the bat, this episode starts out looking gorgeous.
Nice.
How did they afford that boat? I thought that Doctor Who in the 60s had like a $0 budget, and I was impressed by all of the extras and the sheer spectacle of it all. Then we finally got some interaction with the meddling monk, and immediately I was loving his performance.
My son, no stranger has knocked on this door for many a day. Welcome them.
Liar!
He is the king of avoiding the question and thus avoiding telling anyone the truth.
He's deflecting!
After taking out my aggression on the meddling monk, I was witness to something truly insane.
I am currently watching a brutal fight scene right now. And this is at a stage in TV where Doctor Who was kind of pitched as an educational program. Right now we're dealing with the Vikings. People are getting stabbed left, right, and center. And I'm just wondering if anyone called in to the BBC, because it seems nowadays people call into the BBC all the time. Back at the start of 2012 when Matt Smith was like, oh, and still not ginger. The BBC got over 100 complaints because apparently that line of dialogue in Doctor Who is an anti-ginger agenda. That Doctor Who has an anti-ginger agenda. So if that got over 100 complaints, did anyone say anything for like all these guys getting stabbed? In all fairness, now that I say that, it would have been pretty hard to phone in to the BBC in 1965. Anyway.
Oh, what do you know what part 2 had finished?
All right. What the heck is going on? To be honest, I was expecting another, oh my gosh, the Doctor's dead cliffhanger, but to have him just, like, he's not there, he's vanished. Very interesting. What's going on? Wow, episode 2, we got a better look at the meddling monk, and he's definitely meddling. He's definitely a cheeky boy. Am I the only one who thinks he looks very much like Patrick Troughton? I'm getting that vibe. But the best scene of the episode, hands down, was when Stephen was like, oh, do you have the description of the man we're looking for? Because they're looking for the Doctor. And the meddling monk's like, oh yeah, he's like an older gentleman, long white hair, black coat. And Stephen's like, cool, thank you. And then Stephen says to Vicky, being like, I never gave him a description. See, he's obviously lying to us. He knows where the Doctor is. He's deflecting. Very smart. I like it when the companions are smart and do stuff and aren't just in the background the whole time, not doing much. So I will say that to Classic Who's credit, they are longer stories. They are usually like 4, 5, 6 parts. And I truly think that allows the companions to shine. So this was very much Stephen and Vicky's episode. But hopefully we can find the Doctor in episode 3. And I'm going to try the DVD again on the TV. And if that doesn't work, this will cut to the computer where I watched the last episode. I mean, I don't want to talk too soon, but I think it's working. Come on, part 3, baby. I mean, watching Doctor Who on a couch in the air conditioning, sometimes I feel like life really gets me down. But today, it's not one of those days. I'm feeling pretty good. This episode's great as well. I'm having a lot of fun.
And this story had been a lot of fun. The Doctor and companions were split up, the meddling monk was gaslighting everyone, there was a Viking invasion in the background of this story. It was pretty dang good.
A part of me kind of wishes that the meddling monk was more of a threat by now, but maybe I'm about to see that. But I will say one thing I'm pleasantly surprised by, that I've already mentioned, are the companions. And Stephen, I love the through line of all of these episodes, that Stephen kind of doesn't believe that this is a time machine. Like, he doesn't believe that they're in the Viking ages, and now, just this episode, he's like, you know what? I believe that you have a time machine. I think that's good. I think that's good character work.
Speaking of characters, fun fact, this was the first Doctor Who story to only have 2 companions. Well, there you go.
He's got a to-do list. That's so funny. I was just complaining about his character motivation, and then they were like, oh, you want his motivation? Here is a step-by-step plan as to exactly what he's doing. But why? What's going on?
Well, what's going on is that we get to see the Doctor in a hood. Iconic. Wait a second, hold on. Is that full nip? In this day and age, is that full nip? My goodness. But anyway, the episode finished and it's revealed that the meddling monk too has a TARDIS.
The DVD's really struggling, but the monk has a TARDIS. Is the meddling monk a Time Lord? Okay, wow. What I thought was going to be the worst episode so far ended up being pretty damn good. I was worried about the pacing of it because Stephen and Vicky went to go and find the TARDIS only to find out that high tide had come and the TARDIS had been submerged. So they're like, oh no, let's go back to the monastery. So I thought, oh, okay, we're just trying to fill time here. But there ended up being some really good stuff. I love seeing the Doctor being intimidating and being like, hey, what's your deal? And that cliffhanger was the meddling monk having a TARDIS. Now I'm intrigued. Let's see what happens.
We start the final part of this story and tensions are high. Who is the meddling monk? The companions Stephen and Vicky walk around his TARDIS and he's been stealing lots of artifacts. What a cheeky boy.
Oh no, it looks like the meddling monk is a bit of a hoarder. He's got a lot of stuff in his TARDIS from all different times. Well, the Doctor does too, but at least he keeps the console room clean.
I was having an absolute blast with this episode. I loved the chemistry between the Doctor and the monk. They were comparing TARDISes at one point. And then the Doctor was like, well, your meddling days are over, and yanked out a bit of the TARDIS so that he couldn't fly it anymore and called it a day. What a king.
What is happening now? Does this always happen? Okay, we've just finished the Time Meddler, all 4 parts, and man, let's talk about the last episode for a second. That might be one of my favorite Classic Who episodes of all time. I was unbelievably happy with the meddling monk's motivation because essentially he's a Time Lord and all Time Lords know not to interfere with any historical events. You're there to just watch and observe history. So as soon as I found out that the meddling monk had a TARDIS, I was like, oh no, he's going to be messing up things, you know? He's going to make Queen Victoria meet Elon Musk. Horrible things like that. But instead he's like, no, I kind of want to help history, you know? I was there with Da Vinci when he tried to invent flight. He was there at Stonehenge to help them build that beautiful structure. I think the meddling monk's a really good character. He didn't seem evil, which is funny because from the cover of the DVD, I thought he was going to be this quite the menacing character, but I really like him. He's quite funny. It was quite a comedic episode too. I had a proper laugh out loud moment at the end when the meddling monk's TARDIS was smaller. Yes! Yeah! Wow. Because I fully thought that the Doctor had just kind of like ripped out something from the motor, which meant that the TARDIS couldn't fly anymore. So when there was the reveal that it went, you know, full on Series 8 episode flatline, that made me laugh. I wasn't expecting it. So now I am fully on board to sign a petition to bring the meddling monk back because I love that character. And they almost set up a return in the thing, in the note that the Doctor leaves to the meddling monk. He's like, what do they say? I'll have to return to release you, which I assume means that the Doctor still has the piece from the TARDIS. Is like, hey, if you want to time travel again, I'll come back and we'll make sure you're all good, but you can't be naughty. So Russell, don't bring Sutak back. Bring the meddling monk back. My goodness. That was a great episode. That might be one of my favorite stories. I really enjoyed that. Definitely better than Space Babies. I honestly think overall it was quite a well done story. I really connected with the companions, which I wasn't expecting to. William Hartnell is an absolutely sassy queen, and I love him. He's very, very good. He's quite a demanding presence on screen. And a fantastic villain who wasn't really that bad of a guy, just maybe a little bit selfish. And in the next part, we're going to be watching a Patrick Troughton story. I haven't quite decided which one that's going to be yet, but it should be good, hopefully. See you then, bye!